Hello, welcome back to our IT PowerShell Nugget course. So far, we have covered Module 1 to 5 and we started with 6 and we are talking about collections, and later on we'll cover the rest of these modules. Quick recap around data structure. We spoke about arrays, type of arrays, and we just complete the array, accessing arrays, referencing to arrays, and today we're going to cover or continue with the array list, and we compare it to the normal array. So this is where we stopped last time. I'm just going to click through quickly. We said the array list is more comfortable to use than a simple object array, which is the object bracket. There are some scenarios where array list is more flexible and faster than the typical array. However, this is dependent on the amount of type of info being processed. To use an array, you have to use the method the class provides. For example, plus equal operator does not work and the add method is required to be used. Let's have a look. If we run get hyphen member and arrays, why does the get member never tells whether an object is an array? Let's have a look at the demonstration. By sorting object using the pipeline and the input object parameter. You can see it start with directory C / window pipe sort object property length, then $list equal the directory, the membership, the object as a list, and they get the numbers, and you see the output. Piping object to a command is much like using a parameter of the command to submit the object. However, there is an important difference. When you pipe multiple objects to a command, Windows PowerShell sends the object to the command one at a time. Later, when stepping through a script using like an editor, this will get more visible. When you use a command parameter, the objects are sent as a single array object. This seemingly technical difference can have interesting facts and something useful as a consequence. For example, you pipe multiple process object from the get basically hyphen number or get hyphen process command to get them members, but PowerShell will send each process object one at a time to get the members. Then get member will display the .NET class type or the process object. In addition to that, it will display their properties and the method, which means get-member eliminate duplication. So if the objects are all of the same type, it displays only one object type. For example, if you store the result of get process in a variable and pipe that one to get the members or membership, you will see the definition of the system.diagnostics.process class, as you can see on the slide or screen. However, if you use input object parameter of get-member, then get-member receives an array of system.diagnostic.process object as a single unit, and it will display the properties of the array object. You will note the array symbol, which is the two brackets facing each other after the system.object type name. The result might not be what you are intended to get, but after you understand it, you can use it. For example, an array of process object has a count property that can use to count the number of process on the computer get process. This distinction can be important. So remember that when you pipe object to a command, they are delivered one at a time. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Next, you can create an array manually. In the script, it is often necessary to create an empty array to store result in it. And how to create a new empty array? You can see the list of evaluation syntax, which convert value into a list of arrays. There will be sometimes when you need to create an empty, even you create an array basically, even though you do not actually have a value, and at least not the moment to start with to assign to the arrays. But if you recall all days, like in VB scripts, we were able to use similar to the same principle, creating same approach. Like I do recall the dim option. Yeah. Now, within PowerShell, array creation in PowerShell has a very free form syntax. The most formal syntax to wrap the members in an array is the basically at, and you got the two brackets. PowerShell does not use strongly type array. If PowerShell return more than one object, it put them into an array of type of object. However, it might be necessary to create snorkel type array. You can see an example. The outer square bracket defines strongly typed variables and present an array as an integer. Additionally, there are values where you can assign to the array, like in the other examples, like the +5, and you can do maybe something like this. Square bracket, integer, close a bracket, open my array, and then I put integers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like something like this. Yeah. Next, creating an array manually, and again, in scripting, you necessary to create them empty to store them, as we highlighted earlier. And here is a bit different, where you can only have more than one process returning different values, and you can see it work also with 0 and 1 and more process. And you can see the sign of the at sample. Next is v3. Any changes to the array, you can see the accessing item in the array gets much easier from v1 to, and we're moving to version 3, and you can see v4, 5, and 5.2 as well. But here we can see also the scalar. If you recall earlier, we spoke about the sorting them. We start with PowerShell 3, collection of zeros, ones. Object has the count of the length properties. Also, you can index it into array of one object or multiple objects. This feature helps us to avoid any scripting error that occur when a command that expects a collection of items. Later on, we'll cover this in more details. However, you can read about arrays within PowerShell, and that will give you more info about what we are referring to in relation to collection of items. Next is the last part is the jagged and multi-dimensions arrays. Jagged arrays are not multi-dimensions arrays, which means these arrays were heavily used in VB, VPS, but can mostly be replaced by an object. You can see the very basic examples. My list equal the following, and different list, and then array assignment to 0 failed, which indicates the matching is not happening for the length. Okay, and we can replace it with an object. Last part is we can have some labs here if you want to play with it, basically to make sure we're on the same track. You can do get directory content and see, and you can see how to create an array, objects, operators using child items. I will be uploading these some of these examples, but you can create these labs yourself. You can run it on your Windows 10 or servers, and you can create a new object, system collection array, adding range method. I mean, I will be basically creating videos for the labs as well, like how we can create basically directory in Windows, and show you how we can do them as well. That's all that I had for you for today. Hopefully you have learned something useful, and I shall see you at part 4. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.